And welcome back to History of Fleetwood Mac. I'm Anita. Today I just want to give you a little Christmas special with some wonderful Christmas music produced and made by Fleetwood Mac and several different members of Fleetwood Mac. And the first thing I want to start off with is just some tunes for you to maybe listen to, or maybe some things you've forgotten about. It'd be kind of hard to push this one, but the first one I was going to show you was from 1983, and that was Lindsey Buckingham's Holiday Road. Now, this was used in the movie Vacation, which was smack dab in the middle of summertime, but I think it was used also in Christmas Vacation. It was actually used in all the vacation movies. So, being the fact as it is used in Christmas Vacation and it has the word holiday in it, you can kind of push it, but you can kind of make it work. If you put a whole bunch of other Christmas music around it, I think that this one stands out just fine. Plus, it is just such a good song and something I could listen to over and over again. So I just want to suggest to you Holiday Road, Lindsey Buckingham, 1983 is your first choice on your little mix that you're going to make after you listen to this video. Second thing was some stuff that I probably showed you this with a lot of my other records when I'd gone through my whole record collection, but this is a great Warner Brother promo, a little compilation of a whole bunch of celebrities. There's Erasure, there's Madonna, there's Julie Brown, Aztec Camera, Depeche Mode, Book of Love, which was one of my favorites from the late 80s, early 90s. In fact, they do a cover of We Three Kings, which is just really kind of cool. Ice-T, Prince, Los Lobos, Randy Travis, just a bunch of great people. And whereas some people do little segments or pieces of Christmas music, this part, in fact, is just Fleetwood Mac. It's actually under the moniker of Fleetwood Mac, but it is just Christine McVie. And she's just doing some really quick, you can see there with the timestamps, some really quick Happy Holidays from Fleetwood Mac and little intros. Then she does this little segment here, and then there's an outro, and it's just Happy Holidays, please don't drink and drive. So just a little nice holiday sincerity from Fleetwood Mac and a nice message, which, they were promoting so much in the 80s. We still should, but, there's the, vote thing that was going all over. Don't drink and drive. Do you know where your kids are? All that kind of stuff. And just bringing on drugs. That was really popular at this time. So what I may not have read when I showed this record was this cute little tidbit on the back. And it does say, it's been considered a really big deal by some that Santa manages to drop his payload all in the space of a night. But Federal Express pulls that trick 365 days a year. Next year, 366, I'm guessing is a leap year, including the one they shipped to us just as we were about to go to press. Christine McVie's Christine IDs. Christmas IDs. Christine McVie's Christmas IDs. Recorded on tour in a shower stall backstage in Boston, these are, of course, real special. The tour is now coming to a climax, not in a shower stall somewhere, but in Los Angeles, San Diego, Fresno, San Francisco, Sacramento, Portland, and Seattle. Play these in conjunction with the Big Mac's current CHR OAR smash everywhere, precisely where you can expect to be hearing the song all through the holidays. So that was just really a cute little segment. What was also really neat is that on the back, there's special thanks, and it includes special thanks to John Courage. So I can't help but wonder if John had a little something to do with Christine submitting something by herself or on behalf of Fleetwood Mac for this record. And just really nice, pretty record, a nice, bright holiday red, and it really goes nicely against this backdrop of green. So very holiday-like and just really nice. Again, this came out in 1985, so this would be a great little piece to put in the middle of your little holiday mixtape, these little comments from Christine, or actually anybody else, but we're staying on Fleetwood Mac here. Next up, we have 1987, of course, and we have, the Chewy Center. Most people would want to start their Fleetwood Mac or Stevie Nicks Christmas selection with Silent Night, but that's kind of you kind of want to get to that really good part. And of course, again, I am talking about Silent Night. Again, showing on all my records, this is a really unique 45 to have, quite rare out of West Germany. John Cougar Mellencamp is the A side, but Stevie Nicks is the B side. And it's just really neat to have this as a single released from the album with this beautiful artwork by Keith Haring. And just really the whole album, it was such a big success. It had just talk about a payload of artists. Bon Jovi, Bryan Adams, Whitney Houston, Eurythmics, Madonna, John Cougar, Stevie, Pointer Sisters, Run DMC. I mean, the list goes on. It's just really summed up at the end of the 80s for a holiday kind of album as far as I'm concerned. And really everybody's contribution is really fun. This is really, it's kind of dated, but it's a lot of fun to listen to. And it's just the whole collection of both, again, this beautiful artwork by Keith Haring, the Stevie Nicks contribution, which is so special. And, again, let's not forget that in 1983, the same year Lindsay came out with Holiday Road, Stevie had recorded a demo for her father of A Silent Night. I'd really like to know if they're the same versions. Stevie talks about writing the bridge to make the song just a little bit different, but I wonder if she did that for her father's version. And Stevie Nicks also comments all the time that it has been her favorite carol. And more interesting enough, just for a little fun side fact, Silent Night was written in 1818. So, I mean, that is just so many years ago, and it's just incredible how many times it's been covered and to have it immortalized so specially by Stevie Nicks. So it's just a really cool piece. So that would be the 1987 contribution for me. And one day it'd be really cool if we were able to hear the 1983 demo that she had given to her father. But that's kind of private and special, so probably never going to happen. There's a lot of versions of this album out there, and I mean, not just very special Christmases. I think they released about 3 or 4 different ones, if I'm not mistaken. But what I mean by it is this one is pretty special because this is a promotional issue one with a gold stamp on the back. And this one does have the gold and small embossing. There's just a little divot in where the gold is on the record. Most of the albums that come out thereafter look much like this. It's just red with the white writing. So having one with the gold on there is a better copy to have if you're looking for a more original copy. There are some that, in my opinion, if I'm not incorrect, I think there's some that are even more embossed. Maybe that's just me. It's just something I forget to look for when I'm looking at records. I just, kind of overlook this when I'm looking at stuff. And this is the only copy that I have. And unfortunately, it's got a lot of Mars. It's got some X's on it, and it's got this big piece of damage. But I know that it's, if not a first edition, then pretty darn close. So I'm really happy to have it at all. Now, Stevie Nicks did re-record Silent Night in 2000 with Tom Petty. Then that came out in 2001 on A Very Special Christmas 5. So we have A Very Special Christmas, but it was, A Very Special Christmas 5. So this one would be the first one. So there's obviously over 5 of them. So just something to keep an eye out for. And again, something I have never gotten. I might have had some other things, but I don't think I've ever had that one with Tom Petty on there. And I think it's on DVD as well. But I know that the recording of her and him singing it is out on a CD. There's no vinyl copy to my knowledge, but just on CD. In 1994, so not too far after this, Christine McVie covered Coventry Carol, which is a lesser heard Christmas carol. And she recorded that, and that came out on, what was the Make-A-Wish Christmas compilation. And that one has people like Rush Limbaugh, weird, on there, and Amy, what the heck's her name? The kind of Christian gospel singer. I've seen her live too, and I can't think of her name. She actually was with Stevie at an event. Amy Grant. She's on there. It has actually a pretty reputable selection of people, not nearly like this one, but the Christine McVie Coventry Carol is a beautiful song, and definitely one that if you haven't heard in a while, you might want to check out again, or have never heard, definitely end this video and go check that out. So after that, we have her compilations with Chris Isaak. And Chris Isaak did Santa Claus is Coming to Town with Stevie. I'm not actually sure. I did not do my research. I apologize, and look up what year that came out. But I know that it was released on DVD in 2008. So there is that. And then also there's a live performance of Chris Isaak where Stevie Nicks sings backing vocals on Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So you have 2 Christmas songs with her and Chris Isaak. So that's something to keep. And again, make your little mini mix of stuff. And I've never had those. That's another thing. It's Christmas music. I don't dislike Christmas. It's not my favorite. It's stressful and it's difficult. And usually by the end of the year, people are like, I just want this year to be over. And I try really hard not to be that person, be all like Mick Scroogey and be like that. But it's really hard. It's a beautiful time of year. I love the weather. I love when it snows. Oregon hasn't had any snow yet, but it's possibly coming, possibly even by Christmas. But yeah, it's just a tough year. And, oftentimes again, Christmas music is, all record stores like used stores will put it out, but it's year round, like on Amazon and Discogs and stuff like that. And it's just stuff I've never found, but I really need to, get the CD single of Stevie and Chris Isaak doing Santa Claus is Coming to Town. There is a single on CD, And then I know that there's the DVDs, and I think Stevie's on an album with him singing Santa Claus is Coming to Town. I don't know if it's compilation or one of Chris's Christmas albums, but there's some stuff out there. I'm going to wrap up this kind of strange little video with the stuff that, again, well about, but that is the beautiful Philly Special Christmas that came out actually last year, if I'm not mistaken. And my wonderful, amazing friend that I talk about all the time, Dawn, had got me both copies, which was truly a rare and amazing thing. And Stevie was singing. What was Stevie singing here? It was Maybe This Christmas with Kelsey. Why am I brain farting on his name? I feel terrible. Anyway, it's this beautiful white vinyl. And again, if you saw my videos, you probably saw this. Jason Kelsey. I think that who's with Taylor Swift, I think, right? Super cute little thing. There was the white vinyl. And this is a really cute song. I think I also showed pictures, not last year, but at some point I showed some pictures of her and him recording the song, which is really cute. And then also there was this poster that came with it, which is really adorable, which shows Stevie here, a little caricature cartoon version of Stevie for the little Christmas spirit. Very, very cute. So this came out on white vinyl, and then it also came out very limited edition on black vinyl, which is odd. Usually it's the colored vinyl that is harder to find, but I guess the black vinyl is more obscure. This one I didn't even open because it's, like I said, it's pretty rare. I have the white one that I opened right away, and I do listen to it, really enjoyed it. So those are the Christmas songs that I have. If there are any that I missed, be sure and leave them in the comments. And if there's any others or any other bands that put out some stuff that you like to listen to, or if Mick and John did anything, I don't think that they did, but I just can't recall. And I can't recall Christine doing anything else with anybody, or Lindsay doing any other side Christmas stuff. It's just not something, some artists really will touch on that all the time, or some of them will just kind of like to fall into it. And I know Lindsay would always talk about not wanting to fall into making soundtrack music all the time. And I can see where both Stevie, Lindsay, or anybody in Fleetwood Mac would not want to fall into making, a whole bunch of Christmas music. But at the same time, it would have been kind of cool if they'd come together and did one or two songs. So anyway, that was just my little Christmas music input for Christmas Eve. I hope you're all enjoying yourself. And I have a small little short video to show you for Christmas Day. But I hope you're somewhere spending time with family or friends or loved ones. If you're by yourself, live it up. Sometimes we all just need a little bit of space, and, know that you're cared for and loved no matter what. And if you have fur babies, give them a big hug and come back and join me for just a short video on Christmas Day. And we'll see you next time. Everybody have a great night. Bye.